Yo, what's good people? Wise One here, welcome back to my Soundboy to Champion Sound Challenge. I'm sure most of you know the script by now, but I'll go over it again for anyone who's new. In this video, I'm going to be analysing my week 9 live stream that you can watch up here somewhere if you've not already watched it. I'm going to pick out 3 of the blends that there was room for improvement, and I'm going to go over them and show you how to fix them. So if you think it's useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will get on with the video. Right, first clip coming up. Let me know what you think, what you would do to improve it. Right.
Not use there.
My style, them dust can't fuck with. You know me there, you know the rhythm of fuck up shit. Style, them dust can't fuck with. I rinse it like style. Style, them just can't fuck with. You know me there, you know the rhythm of fuck up shit. Style, them dust can't fuck with. I rinse it, them wobble. What a blow. Tell me something me nah know. Tell me what me want to hear, but me already know. Me a that, me a king, me a born and road, the original.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad really, but there were a couple of problems that I thought. The first one was, I think that when I first brought in the second track, that the vocals could have been a bit louder because they were just a bit in the background, but that's not too big of a problem really. And then I also thought, well, there was a problem with lyrics, like vocals on vocals right at the end, which I know I've already covered, and I shouldn't be making those mistakes by now, but hey ho, I did think of it, but I just forgot mid-mix. The pressure got to me, something like that. But yeah, I suppose it's not too complicated of a fix. You just want to make sure that one of the tracks isn't playing so you can't hear the vocals, but I'll show you how I did it, because I suppose there's different variations of what you can do. So here is my little fix.
Why them say you must not use there?
My style, them dust can't fuck with. You know me there, you know the rhythm of fuck up shit. Style, them dust can't fuck with. I rinse it like style. My style, them just can't fuck with. You know me there, you know the rhythm of fuck up shit. Style, them dust can't fuck with.
Why them say you must not use there?
What a blow. Tell me something me nah know. Tell me what me want to hear, but me already know. Me a that, me a king, me a born and road.
Yeah, so there you go. You see, I brought in the vocals were louder at the beginning, but then I also sort of turned the EQs a lot more smoothly, so that I think it sounded better rather than it just increasing in volume like pretty quickly. And then obviously I took out sort of track B, the second track that I was mixing in, took that out to play the vocal bit of track A before then swapping them over quickly. Like, you could have done it a different way around, but I think that was the way that sounded better for this specific song, so that's why I did it. But you'll have to try it with your own songs and see what works best for what you're doing. But yeah, I will now move on to the second blend. So as usual, yeah, have a little think about what you think was bad about it and what you'd do to fix it. There we go. Now that one is actually a very interesting one. So this is something that we've not really had before, because when I first brought in the second track, you know, they were beat match fine, they were in sync, and they were all, it was all going well at the beginning when the drum part of the second track was still going. But then as soon as track B went into the kind of like vocal break bit just before the build up to the drop, all of a sudden it didn't sound right. It sounded like they were clashing or they weren't in sync or something. And yeah, it sort of confused me a bit at the time, because I was like, I swear these were right. But then when I look back on it, I found that when it goes to that little vocal bit, the snares don't actually disappear completely, whereas in normal drum and bass, you've usually got the snare will be on the second beat and the fourth beat of the bar, because it'd be like dum ch dum ch dum ch dum ch. You get me, yeah. But then when it went into this vocal bit, instead of the snare being on the second and the fourth beat, it was on the third beat. Cause it was like, I don't know, I'm not going to try and sing that because that would just confuse me. But then it meant that when the two songs were together, you had like snare on like second, third and fourth beat, and it just didn't sound right at all. So the fix is kind of simple, but I'm going to show you it before I explain it. But you can probably kind of guess what I did. I'll play it now. And there we go. Not exactly the most complex fix I've ever done, really. But I suppose there wasn't really much I could do. I just had to make sure that I'd brought the song out before it got to that little vocal break bit. So I thought the best way to do that was to use a bit of the echo filter. I've been enjoying that quite a bit recently. I've sort of just got the hang of it. But you can sort of just bring the track out a bit more subtly. It's not just straight out. It kind of like, you bring the echo up, but then you turn the fader down slowly so that it sort of fades out with a little echo, and you know, obviously that's what an echo does. But yeah, so I will move on to the third and final clip. If you watch the stream, you 100% know what I'm going to be playing, and it's kind of embarrassing to even play it, but here we go. Have some fun watching this. Yeah, there we go. I don't know, I knew that I was meant to be trying to double drop them, but then I kind of got confused, flustered or whatever, did the wrong thing, and you know, brought out the track completely when I was only meant to just switch the low EQs over. But then the track was nowhere near loud enough, the new track that I was bringing in, because I think it was just a quiet song, so the trim needed to be up a lot further. You didn't really hear it when I brought it in at all. And then yeah, I did that massive little thing with the yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. But I'll show you what I did to fix it. I basically just did as I had originally planned. But yeah, I'll talk it over once I've shown the clip. there. Now, before some people start complaining that it's just clickbait and it wasn't really that much of a double drop, like there's a limit to what I can do with just the 2 decks and no, you know, no third one. And well, I suppose because it was in the break, wasn't it, of the first song that the drops came in, but that was just where it sounded best in this particular instance. If you watch the live stream, there were 2 more double drop kind of things that sounded a hell of a lot better, so make sure you check that out as well to see the ones that actually went to plan rather than the ones that didn't go to plan. But yeah, with this one, I just made sure that the volume was up so you actually heard it when I brought it in, switched the low EQs over, and then again I used that little echo filter to get it out so it sounded kind of nice. But yeah, I hope that was useful. I know that there's not too much detail into double drops, but I do plan on doing more stuff like that in the future, more videos and that. So yeah, please, if you found it useful, like it, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff, share it, show your mum, show your dad, like just, you know, get the word out, all that fun stuff. And thank you very much for watching. See you in a bit, yeah.